Good morning, Stitchy friends, and happy May. I thought I would come on here for a little short mini Flosstube extra to talk about my May plans. It's May of 2022, and you know that there's always a lot of fun and excitement around May, whether it's a traditional mania or something else that may have completely evolved in the last few years. And mine is a little combo. You know, the traditional mania was X number of new starts within the course of a month. And everybody has changed that. Sometimes it's new starts, sometimes it's finishes, sometimes it's monogamous stitching, and all of that. I couldn't decide one thing. So I have a hybrid, and we have a Merry and Mini May happening this year for 2022. And I have some new starts, but I also have projects that really need some work and some love, and so I'm bringing them back for May and making sure that they get some work and some attention. So that's how I'm approaching it. Hopefully you're having fun however you happen to be doing May, and we get lots of fun stitching in. So I have got, when I say Merry and Mini May, Mini means a couple things. Merry obviously is Christmas. I have 4 pieces of Christmas charts or patterns that I've started. They're larger, and they really haven't seen a lot of attention this year really at all. So I thought this would be a really great time to bring them back. Merry May was originally what I thought I would just do, but then heaven and earth, darn her, the full coverage designs, she caught me, and I found some mini patterns for full coverage that I absolutely loved. So that will be more of my new starts. I've picked 4 mini full coverage pieces that I have that I am going to start in the course of this month. One I couldn't wait, so I started at the end of April. I just was too excited. But there's 3 more that I will start that are new, and they're all unclassified as minis. And then I was thinking about it, and I said, well, what about like little mini pieces? So I also have some ideas of minis that I would do, some of which, well, only one is an ongoing project, and I'll show you that. It's new starts from an ongoing, already started project. And then the rest, I think, would be all new starts. Now, what I've chosen for the minis, none of that is hard and fast. Some of them may get started, none of them may get started. Maybe I'm too excited about some of the other things. I don't really know. My plans are always a little fluid, and I like it that way so that everything is fresh and new each and every day for my stitching. So I'm going to show you the Marys first. I will show you the mini full coverages, the new starts that I'll be doing, and then I will finish up with some ideas of the mini stitching. And I have some color choices of fabrics that I wanted to show you, see what you think. And then there's a couple mini possibilities that I don't know color. I don't know what I'll do, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. So let's start with our Marys. So all 4 of these projects are projects that have already been started. So if you're a regular watcher, you have seen them at some point. The first one I'm pulling back out is Prairie Schooler, Christmas Eve. Now, this pattern, this is a restart. I had originally started it on it was an opal, which I really thought would be a lot of fun. And I still, you know me and flying Santas, so there still may be some opal flying Santa at some point. Oh, I gotta make sure I don't turn around with it because there's minis on the back of this. So I could always, if you look here, see how there's the 3 little small ones. I have already done this one. So I debated if I want to do either one of these. I'm not sure. But I had originally started it, and the color of the fabric, it was kind of it was like nightish blue, but it wasn't, the colors weren't really popping on it, and I was finding I'd have to change the colors, which I don't mind doing even on a Prairie Schooler, but it just really wasn't jazzing me. So I nixed it. I started it on this new fabric that I'm going to show you, and I really like it better. All the colors work, so it'll be what works. I did stitch on this a little bit yesterday, so there is actually some progress from the last time I actually showed it. So this is the pattern, or where I have haven't cut the piece down yet. It's from a piece that I've already used for other things. So now nothing is ironed. Yep, I didn't do it this morning. I just said, you know what? I'm not going to do any ironing. So this is the piece of fabric that we're talking about. Let me see if I can it's kind of weird shaped. So we'll do the best we can. So that's what I have. This is, and I don't know how it'll come off with the light. This is called Chinchilla from Mystic Fabrics, and it is an 18 count. It does very much have modeling, but not that stark. So that's where I am. I actually did a lot of green. So yesterday I worked down here on that one green color. That's all I really did. So this will probably get some more love this week. I figure even a couple strands a day or something along those lines would be a lot of fun to see some more progress. So that's the first one, and that will be this week's that you'll see in my weekly video I will keep. So pretty much what I'll do is I will tackle each project on a given week, see what I can get done. Now the next one you actually did see recently, because I knew this one was started in Mania of 2020. In that Mania, I had 4 new starts. I did 1 a week. I think there was 4 Mondays in the month. So I did 4 starts, and they were all bigger starts. This is the only one that I have not finished, and that's Kringles. And if you remember, I am cutting out a middle floor, so Kringles is only going to be a 2-story building. And what I decided to do was to build the building first and then go back. So just a quick reminder, I haven't done anything since you've seen it last, but that's 18 count Artemis from Be Stitch Me. Really pretty color. So right now I am, still filling in, do the bottom row of the structure, and then we can decide which floors or which windows we want to fill in and have some fun. Okay, so that, now I'm showing them 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't necessarily mean that's how you'll see them this month. It's pretty much just I plop them down here and that's where we're going. So this is it's a Prairie Schooler again. So it's a Prairie Schooler month apparently. Christmas Tree Farm. I worked on this last year towards the end of the year, and then I put it away. I'm getting a nice reflection today. Sorry about that. This is, did I say? Oh, Christmas Tree Farm. Yeah. I'm confusing it with Christmas Eve. Now this one is being done on a white opal. They're all 18 counts. This is one of the, actually no, the one you're going to see next is the first white opal that I had tried. And I really liked it. Just your standard white opal. So that's where it is. It has not seen, look at the wonderful big old line there. It has not seen any work since the end of last year. So I'm excited to pull this one out. What's fun about this one is I can pick and choose little pieces and parts, and I always feel like I get a bunch of mini finishes. I am keeping the colors as called for. I don't think I changed anything up with that. So that's number 3 of pieces you have seen before. Oh, that's the pattern for Christmas Tree Farm, or Christmas Eve. And then the last one is a digital. Let's see here. Let's go this way with it. This one has been a while since I pulled it out. It is, what's the official name? Christmas Town from Stitchrovia. So that's what it looks like. I always like to show you the iPad version because the bright colors are beautiful, and my black and white piece here would not do it justice. This is also being done on a white opal. This was the first time I tried the white opal. One thing to notice here, if you're looking at the, whoa, the sun just came out. If you're looking at the chart, do you see all the white in between? That is all stitched. I'm not doing that. I am basically thinking about, well, this one's really got the lines in it. It's already on white. It's got the opal, so wouldn't that be fun, like it's sparkling snow? So that's as far as I've gotten. Now this is one of those pieces that I never did a working copy for, which in hindsight, I made extra work for myself because this is full coverage, especially if you stitch the white, it is full coverage. And so there's, and there's a lot of color changes, whether you want to call it confetti or not. And I should be marking up So when I go back to this, I'll loosely mark where I am at the moment. And then from going forward, I'll have a working copy of it. And I think it's going to go so much easier because I spend so much time recounting and rechecking what I've done that I get half the amount of stitching in that I could. But I love this one. I really want to get back to it. The colors are so fun and so bright. And there's so many other Stitchrovia patterns that I would love to try, start, get, whatever. But I have 2 already started that I really want to see some progress on. So that's my 4th in my Merry part of my Merry May. Okay, now me and the iPad are going to get to be good friends with you because except for showing you some of my progress for Paris Morning, I haven't started any of the other ones yet. So I'm just going to show you. Again, I print everything black and white. That's what we have is a black and white printer. So that means I get to show you the iPad version. Okay, so I started this last week. So if you watched my video last week, this is called Mini Paris Morning. Uliana Babenko is the artist. And all of my full coverage are being done on 18 count white, 2 strands over 1 full cross. So this weekend, I actually did pull this out. And if you saw it last week, it would have just had that row. And then this color now I've added into the curtain. It's a lot of fun because there are stretches of color with this. So I feel like I'm getting some good progress. So with the full coverage pieces, what I think I will do is I will give myself, I think if I can carve out time, we'll see how the month goes. Right now, it's me and Mo. Kids get done with college soon. For a while, I'll have both of them here before Megan starts her internship, but all summer we'll have Connor here. So we'll see how my stitching goes once everybody is around again. But I would like to, I think in this case, carve out, maybe an hour a day or versus strands or a certain number of stitches. I generally don't count stitches, but maybe for something like this, if I could think of a good amount of stitches, maybe that's what I'll do. For my Christmas pieces, I might, devote a day, maybe then do a strand or 2 a day, so to see a little bit more progress each week. I am still potentially throwing in some of the projects that I already have ongoing. I don't want to abandon them all right now. So you will see some things that you've been seeing all year long. But that's where Mini Paris Morning is as of now. I'm hoping this week to get a little bit more work in it. So hopefully you'll see some more progress when you hopefully watch Friday's video. Okay, so that is this first start. Now again, no particular order. I just am happy, just happened to show them to you as I pulled them up. This one is called Mini Watching the World Go By. Now you're going to see these 2 are more cutesy. Actually, 3 of them are kind of cutesy, and then 1 is a little bit of a different variety. But even with full coverage, I like to, all my patterns, I like to do pretty much a little bit of everything. And I'm drawn to a bunch of stuff with full coverage as well. This is, artist is Lucy Pittaway. I love her designs. I love the whimsical. I love the colors. What brought me to this one was all of those kind of fall autumn colors with the trees. So that's that one. Now, a start on that one's going to be clouds with a little bit of sky. So we'll see what it looks like and how much progress I get this month. But you can't finish unless you start, right? So that's that one. I have them here as I go just so I can remember. Oops. Next one, this one is a slightly different design than the whimsicals. Mini Peridot by Rachel Anderson. So that's what that looks like. Now I picked up 3 different ones of these birthstones as I'm going along with these. And well, one, I just like the color. One was my birthstone, one was Megan's birthstone. This is Megan's birthstone. She's an August baby. So I thought I would try that. And I love the greens. So pretty. Again, these will be all done in 18 count, white Aida. And then the last one, I picked this up at one of Heaven and Earth's sales. I don't really remember which one. It is called Mini Sunflower Cottage by Dona Gelsinger is the artist. I just love the whimsical nature and the color. Again, color. You know I love bright color. Is one thing that I adore stitching, and so I just loved the whimsical nature of this. So I picked that up. So that is the last of the 4 full coverages, I think, of the minis that I will start in the course of May. And again, I haven't really decided on a day that I'm going to do Christmas, a day that I'll do the mini full coverage, a day. It may change from week to week. It might just be whatever I feel like on any given day. There is no rhyme or reason, so I can't promise anything when it comes to that. But those are the 4 full coverages. Okay, now let's talk mini. So we had Merry Mini May. It should be Merry Mini Mini May, I guess, but that's a little too many minis. So now I wanted to look at patterns that would be quick stitches that, while they may not get finished this month if I start them, they would be quick and easy to start or to finish once they get started. This one, for example, let's see if I can take it out of my digital patterns I put in page protectors, and then I put them in binders. Oh, that's easy enough to take out. So I have stitched, well, I've stitched, I think, yeah, I've finished both of them. I've stitched this from Stone Street Stitches before. I've stitched this element by itself, and then I've done the house by itself. So I've broken this up into 2. Now, my thought with this was I would love to stitch it on a bunch of different jewel tones, and then again, maybe have like a mini tree or something that would really be these gorgeous jewel tone kind of colors. The problem is finding jewel tone fabrics. It's not as easy as you think it would. So I'm always on the hunt to see if I can find just the right ones. I stitched this one up last year. This was a very quick stitch. I honestly don't remember the blue. If you were interested and wanted to know, it's an 18 count. It's a picture this plus. I know that by the feel of it. I just can't remember. Maybe Mystic. So these would be all finished as tiny little ornaments, hangers, something or other. So that was the first one I did, and it probably only took me a couple stitching sessions. And then I was going through my fabrics, and this is also a Picture This Plus. This is called Cabernet by Picture This Plus. It's an 18 count. So, and I have a couple that are kind of a burgundy-ish sort of jewel tone, and this is probably a little bit lighter than I would have anticipated originally, but I liked it. And so I thought, oh, and that looks nice against that. So that's the next one. I definitely want to look for some sort of emeraldish jewel tone fabric and some sort of like purplish, maybe an eggplanty type of jewel tone. And then think in my mind if there's any others. I could even do variations of like maybe like a nice teal jewel tone would be another one, but I'm on the hunt, and we'll take those as we come. But I do think I'd start that one and work on that, and that would be a nice quick stitch. So that's that first mini. Now this next one, this is an ongoing project that if I don't get going on it, it's never going to get finished. This is Halloween calendar from Tiny Modernist. I'm not stitching it as a full piece like this, so cute this way. I'm stitching each one separately. And the finished idea was, there was a couple different ways I thought about doing it, whether I had kind of like a tree again, and you could hang them, whether or not they almost got hung in like a bannerish way, or what. It'll probably be somewhere in here in my craft room. So once I have it organized, I'll have to see where I have room for such a thing, and that's and that may decide what I actually do. Now, what I am doing with this is I'm not doing them all in the same fabric. I have got 3 hand-dyed fabrics, and then I have a black, so that some of them that are completely white, I'll just have to switch what color I do like this one. Oh, actually it's a deep purple, so I could probably get away with the number. I am stitching the numbers. I debated on whether or not I would, but in the end I did. And I do have the name of 2 of the 3 fabrics here. The other one was a Picture This Plus that I never kept the name for. So let's see. I have done up to day 11 so far. Have I? Is that the last? Yes, I've done up to day 11. So the last one I have done is the moon. So now I'm going to be going to the tree. And what I do is I rotate the days with the fabrics so that it would be, and then the black will get thrown in. So what color is this? 18 counts as usual. This is called Haunting by Fabrics by Stephanie. And these are day 1, 4, 7, and 10. I'll pull them up together when I get to it. This one is Midnight Tryst by Fabrics by Stephanie. And it's 2, 5, 8, and 11. So that was the last one I happened to stitch. So you can see I'm not giving myself a huge amount of space around them. Actually, that's probably tighter than I would want. Whew, not a lot of room for error. I'll have to do some really good counting there. Going forward, I might be a bit more careful. And I have plenty of room down here. That's the unfortunate part. This one's a little bit better, but this one's going to be tight. They're all going to be very small minis. And then this is the one, it's a Picture This Plus. I can tell by the feel. 3 and 6. I don't know the name of it though. I don't have a name with it. Now the reason that 9 is not on there is because 9 was done on just a straight 18 count black. So 10, 11, 12. So the tree will now go on this one again. Now my concern is potentially that this is not a huge piece. This is just a small Picture This Plus. So I don't think I can fit something here. I'll start here and here. I think I'll have enough because I'm doing some in the black, but I may have to finagle a little bit because I'm not 100% sure I have enough of this fabric. Maybe I have to turn if I have space this way, depending on the... So if I was to, let's see if I can hold them all. And you can see, kind of went with light grayish, the more denim-ish, midnight-ish, deeper gray, and then black. So those are the 4 colors. I think they're gonna look nice. So I would like to get some more days done on this one so that I can feel like I'm making progress. Unless I really make this a focus, I'm not sure I'll get this done by Halloween, but it sure would be nice. Halloween calendar. So that's that one. Next I have a couple ideas. It's all gonna fall. I have a couple ideas for fabrics for color that I wanted to show you. The next thing I wanted to tackle, let's see if it'll go this way. I don't know if any of you have been following Jeannette Douglas this year. She has a series of mini bouquets. I know lots of people are stitching them. There are people stitching them all as one piece. I'm going to stitch them as little minis. If you go to Jeannette Douglas's site, and I will link it down below, right on the front page. It's not even under her freebie section. It's just on the front page, but each one is clickable and goes to a freebie. So there's the different bouquets. Now I have a couple of ideas. I don't know if all 12 would get stitched with the same color fabric. I don't know if I do 12 different colors of fabric. I also thought about taking each quarter, so winter, spring, summer, and fall-ish. I know that's not, technically October, November, December, kind of, it's fall, but no, the winter doesn't start till December 20th, technically. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I'll do, but I printed off right now months, January through May are all set. June will come out the beginning of June. So I have 5 of them printed, and I'd be focusing on obviously the first months. So I have, now these are charted in different types of variegated, But what she very nicely did was she went through all of them and she created a chart that shows you all the DMC alternatives. And in some cases, she has you blend 2 DMCs. So I pulled out the DMCs for the first, I think it's the first 3 months. I'm not 100% sure on that, how many I pulled out, but they're definitely kind of jewel tony colors with some of the garnets, and then some of the yellows are more goldish, then you get a lighter yellow, then some browns, and so on and so forth. So what I did was I pulled out, I'm thinking blue, big surprise, right? I pulled out 2 different blues, and if you have an opinion, I would love to hear it. This one's a little bit of a brighter blue. This is a to die for fabric. It's called Arctic Sky. Now there's not gonna be a lot of variation between the blues. One is a little bit brighter than the other. The other one that I pulled out, and I think I'd have to order, well, no, if I only do 3 months, I wouldn't have to. If I did a full 12, I would. This one's called Winter Blues from whoa, that almost went flying. This one's Winter Blues by Stitch Me, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell with the color difference. This one is a little bit deeper. It's more of a, it's not slate. It's not that deep, but it's a deeper blue. So I have to make a decision on these. If I put these next to each other, you can see we have brighter blue and a little bit more deeperish slate blue. So if you have an opinion on that, I think at the very least the first month will be on a blue, but I'm thinking the first 3 months will be on a blue. And then I'll go from there, how I'll do it. It's not like I'm gonna get all 3 of those done this month, so I have plenty of time to think about it. And then I have one that you think I think you're gonna think I'm a little crazy, but I'm gonna throw it out there to you. I picked up recently, this is the 2022 Fragments in Time series from Summer House Stitchworks, and this one is number 1. So it's just that cute little basket there. Now it's beautiful, beautiful on the neutral color. What does she say? Let me pull my glasses up to see. It's Straw from Weeks Dye Works. Looks really pretty. You know I have to change things up a bit. And I know this is going to be a little bit out there, but I have been stitching Serena Sprout on Honeydew Melon by To Dye For Fabrics. I'm thinking of doing it on that. I know that might be a little bit too out there, but I think those colors would really look good. Even there's a little bit of a tealy sort of thing there. But again, it's kind of surrounded by other colors, so I think it'll be fine. What do you think? Am I completely out there? I thought I would do something different. I could certainly do on the neutral, and I have plenty of neutrals. It's not like I couldn't. I wouldn't do my traditional blue. I think I'd want to do something different. So I'm not 100% sure, but anything outdoors, naturey, anything like that, I always look at the blues and the greens first. It's always my way. And I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So that's a possibility, not set in stone, not a definite. And then the last 2, there's a series of little minis that I would just pull out. This is Prairie Schooler. It's the July. And if you see all these little ones, it's stitched. Well, here you can see one of them stitched as a small. Here they're stitched as one piece together. I would pick out a couple and just stitch them as smalls. I don't know what fabric. I might just do a white fabric with these. Certainly this one, it's a full coverage, so it wouldn't, unless I stitched it on a blue and just did the crab itself, which would be the same thing for this one. So again, not any potential crazy colors on that. I might just keep it the way it is. And then the very last one that I have that I've been considering is, let's see, Designs by Lisa, Keeping You in Stitches, Seaside Christmas. So you know anything kind of beachy I've pulled out before. Now, this one and this one have water. So I don't know if I would just keep them on the white fabrics. This one I thought would be nice and fun on a blue. And this one probably could go on a blue too. So maybe 2 kept in white, 2 on a blue at some point in time. So those are possibilities too. I'm not set in stone on the minis, although I definitely would like to do at least one from the Halloween calendar. I want to get that started. And maybe one of the Jeannette Douglas. I think those are the 2 that I would really like to get started with. But other than that, and hey, you might see something crop up this month that I haven't even shown you because I haven't decided yet. But those are my broad kind of set plans, if there's such a thing, my fluid set plans for my Merry Mini May. So what are you doing in May? I would love to hear about it. Are you doing anything kind of different, or are you just kind of going along with your regular plans, which is cool too? I just very rarely do I do themed months. Very rarely do I do that kind of stuff. And so I just thought it'd be fun for May just to kind of break away a little bit from my usual. And like I said, you still may see, in fact, yesterday I stitched on something that you saw. I don't know if you saw it last week or the week before, but it was on one of my regular rotation pieces. So there will always be the chance that I will wake up one day and absolutely want to stitch on something that you have seen recently. So no promises that it's always going to be exactly what I've said. We always go take each day as it comes. But that's about it. I hope you enjoyed my little peek into May of 2022. Yeah, May of 2020. Yeah, May of 2022. I don't even know what year it is anymore. I hope you've enjoyed this little peek into it, and I would love to hear what you're doing this May. And hopefully this month we get lots of happy stitching in. Have a good one.